Hi, and welcome to this video on Waveform 12. This is the first in the series, and in this, I'm going to cover the new chorus. Waveform has added several new effects, and you can see them also by just going to the new Search tab in the browser. The default keyboard shortcut to open and close the browser is B. So I'll open the browser, go to the Search tab, and then under Plugins, you can see here is Waveform. And then under effects, we can see all of the various effects. And you can see the various equalizers, the chorus, compressor, delay, they've all either been redone or they're completely new. In the case of the chorus effect, it's been reworked. So the team at Tracktion took the existing chorus, which looked pretty similar to this, and has added some new modes to make it into a stereo chorus. Before it was more of a mono effect. So I'm going to walk through the user interface, and then I'm going to give you some sound examples and give you maybe some ideas about how you can use this. The way the controls work are typical of a lot of choruses. We have a mode which allows you to choose between normal, which is a mono effect that you would mix in, wide, and then wider, which I'll explain later. A chorus is really a short delay, and you can set the delay time for the chorus here. So it goes from nothing up to 30 milliseconds. And so we typically operate choruses in kind of the 20 to 30 range. And then that's coupled with a depth, which is going to be the amount that we're going to modulate the chorus. So if we set it, say, for example, at 30, and we set the depth to 5 milliseconds, the built-in LFO on the rate will cause it to sweep between 30 and 25 milliseconds. So that's how that works. Sync allows you to sync this to the tempo of your song, and then you can choose all of these common beat division. So if you wanted to sweep every bar or something like that, you can set it to sync. Really great if you're going to apply this to drums or any other sort of rhythmic part. Personally, I really prefer to control the rate manually. And then we have a mix, which is how much of the effect we're going to mix in. Now with chorus, with a monochorus, you need some of the original signal in here, and so the chorus forms a delay or a second voice. So typically in a standard chorus effect, you mix in some of the original signal. So now that I've got this set up like this, let's set the rate low. Typically under 1 hertz gives pretty nice effects. If you want a more warbly kind of effect, you set that higher. Here's the sample.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
And let's engage the chorus. I'm going to put this pin in here so that it stays on top. And then we'll turn it on here.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
So this is a basic kind of double tracking effect when we set it this way. What's new is that we have a wide mode. If we go to wide, turn the mix all the way up, and then listen to the effect.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
What this does is put the delayed signal over on the right, where it's being modulated.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
And we can adjust and make the rate faster and the depth deeper.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
And you can hear as you get the rate up, it starts to sound weirder. Let me turn that down again.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
The other thing that you'll hear is that it sounds like it's coming more from the left as you turn this up and you get a wider sound. Listen to that.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
Now, this chorus does compensate for that somewhat by turning the delayed signal up about 3 dB, but the wider you get it with longer delays, you might get that shifting effect. That is a psychoacoustic effect where things you hear sooner sound closer. So you're hearing from the left side sooner because you've got the dry signal or the original signal on the left, and then you've got the delayed signal on the right, so it makes it sound a little bit off balance. But you can adjust that by just taking your balance on your track slightly more to the right.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
And that gives you the way to kind of recenter that. This is true of any kind of stereo chorus effect. There is a little bit of a built-in compensation for that, but of course, different settings, you'll get different results. Now, in addition, there is a even wider sound, which is super wide, which basically just hard pans the original signal and the delayed signal. You'll have less mono compatibility with that, but it does sound really cool.
I don't know why my feelings are so strong.
This is a really easy to use chorusing effect that you can apply to your mixes every day. So I'm going to go back to the Tracks tab of the browser, and we're going to turn this off, and let's just try this chorus on some different material. So here's a heavy distorted guitar riff. We'll bring in the chorus. Now, the chorus has a variety of presets, and one of the things you often would use on this type of guitar is maybe the Haas effect doubler. So this will put you into a stereo mode. And what this does is just set the delay, and it sets the rate for the LFO all the way to its lowest setting, meaning basically we're just setting up a delay to get that separation. On the chorus effect, I'll pin that. So that's wide. If we want to make that even more pronounced, you can do wider. So let's go on to the next example. This is an orchestral pad. So I'm going to go into a preset called Wow or Flutter. Make sure I've got the effect on. And you get kind of that old movie quality. Let's make the delay a little bit longer. But anyway, the way this works, if you want to get that effect, is set a fairly low delay time in the normal mode, which is mono. Leave the mix all the way up, and then adjust the rate to the amount of kind of wow and flutter effect you want. Of course, you can automate those things as well. If you combine that with this filter or any filter, this is the new DJ filter, which gives you the ability to do basically a sweepable, automatable filter. It sounds like this. So you could get some really cool lo-fi effects from that. If you compare that to turning both of these off, and then turn these back on, this is another example of a vocal riff. That's with and without it. It's just a great way to get width out of any kind of material. All right, so this works really well on a synth line to get a big wide effect, but You're limited in this case to the LFO, or the shape of the built-in LFO clock that's tied to the rate, and it's like a triangle wave in the chorus plugin. But you can use any LFO you want using the built-in modifiers in Waveform, which is one of the really cool things about Waveform. So if you want to try a different modifier, we'll just turn the depth all the way down, the rate all the way to the minimum, and then we've got our delay. Let's modulate that with a modifier. So let's go over into the plugin section here, and right here is how we invoke the modifier that we can assign to anything. So we'll click it here, choose LFO, and then just drag this LFO onto the chorus plugin in the mixer there, and then apply it to the delay parameter. Now we'll open up the modifier window here, and let's grab the delay and then start modifying that. So as I turn this down, it will start to set the range over which we can modify it using this sine wave. So we'll just back that way off. We can set the rate here, so it's going really fast or really slow. And then this is the intensity of it. Let's go back over to the delay here and let it, this works kind of like your depth over here. So you can see how that's modulating. And now in a second here, I'm going to play this back. Let's get that moving a little bit. And that's a sine wave. We can do triangle wave. Or we can do a saw, like this. And you can just see how you get that jump in there. So let's listen to how that sounds. So that's a lot of fun. This does allow you to set up all of these different kinds of waveforms, like sine wave. Now, once you've got something like this set up, you could also automate the mix to bring that effect in and out. The ability to be creative with this is pretty endless. So that should give you some ideas of how you can use the new chorus effect in Waveform. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon.